According to the Top Gear crew, you can't be a real petrol head or gearhead if you don't own or haven't driven an Alfa Romeo. Well, here in the US, that's been a bit of a problem as Alfa Romeo has been gone from the market for almost 20 years. However, since Fiat now owns Chrysler and of course Fiat owns Alfa, do we get some of that Alfa DNA in the Chrysler products? Well, here today on Rumblestrip.net and 10-minute test drive, we're going to find that out because this Dodge Dart Rallye that we're driving is based off an Alfa platform. So the Dodge Dart is Chrysler's first go at a smaller car since the Avenger. And the less said about the Avenger, the better. And I'm sure Chrysler would like you to forget about that car as well. Now the Dodge Dart is based off an Alfa platform. And that is because Fiat owns Alfa and Fiat now owns Chrysler, as I'm sure 99% of you know. The question is, does that DNA from Alfa translate into the Dodge? Well, the quick answer to that is yes. Right off the bat, the 1.4 liter multi-air turbo in the Dodge Dart does an excellent job. It's got good power. There's a bit of turbo lag, but once it's on the boost, it's nice and zippy. The handling is quite good. It doesn't understeer too much. It's very direct. Steering's a little, you wish there was a little less isolation between you and the road. But in general, it's pretty good. Now, one thing that Chrysler has been knocked on for, well, essentially forever, is that either the materials they use, or the build quality, or a combination of the two. Well, with this Dodge Dart, the Rallye Edition that we're driving, we can say it's really not an issue. In fact, the materials that are in this car are pretty appropriate for the price point. There is some soft touch, there is some hard plastic, there is some cloth, but it's a nice combination of all the above. The seats in this car are cloth with the red Rallye stripes, and we like them. They're very comfortable. They could use a little more support, but you know, they're not the Recaros that are in the Fiesta ST. However, I don't think that this car quite measures up to the Fiesta ST in the sense of it's a full-on performance car. It's just more of a sporty trim version of the car. One of the things that this car also has that has received pretty wide praise is an 8.4-inch touchscreen display that houses all of the infotainment system. We can say that the maps work well. The stereo system in here is quite good, and it's the sound quality is quite good in the sense that the highs are clear, the mids are not muddled, and the bass is very good and very warm and very full. You could use a little more punch, but in general, it's a really good sound system for a car that's, you know, and not a high trim level car or, you know, high price point car. The sound system in here is quite good. Now there's some interesting controls, and what we want to, and the yeah, so it'd be just like two minutes. I forgot to turn on the microphone, so I got to re-record something. Now, a couple of controls for the stereo are a little bit odd. The control for the volume and to change either the channel or your selection of MP3 player or whatever are behind the wheel, and it takes a little bit of getting used to. You know, there's up, down, and then there's a center button to change different presets. So it's not intuitive right away, but it's not bad. One issue we do have with the car is the double clutch transmission in it. It's okay, but it really needs some reprogramming. It always feels like it's a gear or two too high when you're driving around in normal driving and you have the selector in D. especially as you get a little bit lower in your speed, you press on the gas and it feels like it's hunting for a second and a half to find the right gear, and then it does, and then it goes. In manual mode, when you call for gear up or down, it will make that change, but it doesn't feel like it's an instantaneous change. It feels like it's got to think about it for half a second before it makes the change. If I'm in manual mode and I'm call for a change, I want the change, especially in a double clutch box. That should be a no-brainer. Also, it will shift up and down for you even in manual mode. So if you're in, say, first, second, third gear and you're running up against the limiter, it'll go up to the next gear. If you're coming down in speed, it'll drop your gear, and maybe not necessarily when you want it to as well. Now, they do have the up and down correct on the double clutch in manual mode, in the sense that when you are accelerating and you want to go from, say, second to third to fourth, whatever, you pull back on the stick, right? Because when you're accelerating, your momentum takes you back, and so you want to pull back. On the brakes, or when you want to slow down, your momentum pushes you forward, so you push forward. They got that right. Almost everyone gets it wrong. So props. I know it's a little thing, but we always pick on the little things, so I want to praise the little things too, in a sense that they got this right. Now, is this Dodge Dart best in class? No. I'm still going to maintain that the Ford Focus is the best in this segment. However, it is hugely competitive in the segment. It's every bit as good as the Chevy, and the Chevy is actually a really good car that most people don't give it credit for. But it's right there. A downside is it's only offered as a 4-door with a trunk, and the trunk space is okay. It would be better as a 5-door hatchback, but that's just, we're not going to get that. So you got to live with it, and you live with the consequences of it. Rear seat room is actually pretty good. When we adjust this for us at 5'11", 5'10", I can sit right behind the seat with no problem, get in and out without any problems. The ride is good. The mileage is about average, about 26 combined and 32, 33 on the highway. So, to wrap this up, is this a car that you should look into? Absolutely. If you are shopping in this segment and you don't take a look at the Dodge Dart, you're cutting off one of the best options here in this segment.